Good morning, everybody. This is Ron with the Squirrel Broadcasting Network. I'm broadcasting the Not So Wild Kingdom show this morning. The squirrels have been very slow to come in this morning. We normally try to come on around 7 o'clock, but we're on squirrel time. Try to come on around 7 a.m. Eastern, United States time. But the squirrels are very leery this morning, and that is because I've been gone for a week, and someone has been feeding them, but just been putting food out on the table. And I'm back, and now they're suspicious. In 1 week's time, they've grown suspicious. And so they've been darting in and grabbing a nut and leaving. Good to hear it, Major. Hello, everybody. This is Ron with the Not So Wild Kingdom show. There's a Batman. Batman likes to hang upside down and pretend he's a bat. Ever since I let him watch a Batman movie, that's how he's done. There's one right here behind that towel. There he is. It's going to take him a little while. I've been gone for a week. Went to Cancun, Mexico, and I had someone staying here and feeding the squirrels. They've just been coming out here and putting almonds on the table here, and they've grown a little bit accustomed to that. And they've got my camera knocked over there, but I have a Ring camera, and I would watch it. I'd sit in Mexico and watch the squirrels. And there would be a lot of them here, 7, 8, 9 at a time, having a big party. But now I'm back, and they're a little bit suspicious, taking some time to come in. Good morning. Happy Saturday. You made it through a week. These squirrels are very suspicious of me this morning. Normally they come in very quickly, but not this morning. I've got nuts here in my shoe. They come in and eat off my shoe and eat here. They've been darting in and grabbing almonds for about a half an hour now, but they're just suspicious. Oh, we got one here that's finally coming in. You leave for a week, and they act like they don't know you. Hello, everybody. This is Ron Milburn, broadcasting the Not So Wild Kingdom show from Central Florida, on the back porch of the Squirrel Broadcasting Network, where most mornings around 7 a.m. Eastern Time we broadcast live. However, this morning I came on later because the squirrels have been suspicious and slow arriving. We're on squirrel time here. Now, it could be they're suspicious. It could also be that they stayed up late last night. Sometimes on Friday night they go out and party, and they have a little trouble getting up in the morning. But a few of them have been darting in and grabbing almonds. I see you sitting there looking at me. Oh, that's a little mouse. That's Peanut. Peanut is the brave little mouse. Peanut, are you suspicious of me too? Peanut's allowed here. Peanut had 3 babies this year: pistachio, hazel, and almond. No, I'm sorry, cashew. Cashew, hazel, and pistachio. They're being very cautious this morning of me. I know I've been gone for a week. Now, see, they've torn a new hole in the screen there. You know, guys, I'm thinking about changing up my arrangement here. I'm thinking about going out and feeding you in the mornings out of the big oak tree. I'm patching the holes in my screens. There's one of Hazel's babies just came in. I mean, one of Peanut's babies. Hazel just came in. Am I making you nervous? I've been gone for a week and you act like you don't know me. Good morning from Dubai. Hello, hello. Jenny. Panda Paw, hello. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our show. The squirrels are finally starting to come in. Good morning, everybody. This is Ron from Central Florida. The name of our profile is Robert Squirrel because this all started with Robert. I found Robert as a newborn on my driveway, and I raised him and released him. And then Robert made it up with Barbara Ann, and they had 4 youngsters, Jeepers, Creepers, Peepers, and Sneakers. I adopted 2 squirrels, rescued 2 squirrels. Hello from the Caribbean. Just gave Jeff his morning bottle. He's 12 weeks old now. So this will be his last can of Espalac. Well, that Espalac goat's milk puppy formula is excellent food for squirrels. Come on in. Have you missed me? You say not very much. You're nervous, aren't you? Miami Vice retired. Good morning. Good morning, Miami. This is Ron. I'm broadcasting from Central Florida. And so we got Jeepers, Creepers, Peepers, and Sneakers. And the 2 rescue squirrels are Milo and Mikey. We've also got 2 flying squirrels. They're nocturnal. I watched them with the squirrel cam up in the tree. Hello, Rain Rider. Bobby's doing good. Bobby's older now. Comes around, doesn't get up early in the morning anymore. Normally comes in the afternoon. Maybe he just doesn't want to be bugged by his children. Good morning, Brett. We're a little late this morning. The squirrels are suspicious of me this morning. I've been gone for a week, and they've been keeping their distance, but now they're starting to come around. That's why we got started late this morning. So this started with Robert Squirrel. I call him Bobby. He calls me Food Source. You gonna sit over on the chair? No. They're being cautious. We have 2 flying squirrels that are nocturnal, and we call them, there's 2 up there chasing each other and playing. I called them Wilbur and Orville. Batman, how you doing? Come on in. No, I've never given them Timothy Hay squares. Do they like that? Yeah, Robert, good to be back. Had a good time. Got my belly sunburned. Unfortunately, there's a lot of space there to get burned. A lot of skin there to get burned. Stayed under an umbrella, put on lotion, tried not to go out in the sun, still got a little bit of a sunburn. Jeff loves his S-Black, doesn't he? Now, we got a blackbird out there raising Cain. Sometimes that's a warning. And I have seen that where it's a cat. And if it's a cat, those blackbirds will fly above it all the way through the neighborhood and scream at it like that. You're flicking your tail. That's kind of a warning sign. Caution sign, really, more than anything. When they scream out a warning, it's a scream. It's a little different than that bird. They're hunkered down. They're going up there. Let's see if I can. There he is. He's up there flicking his tail. Caution, 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 caution. That bird is causing them to be very nervous. See those tails flicking? That means caution, caution. The blackbirds help the squirrels, and the squirrels help the blackbirds. We got one over there. They're just stopped. Look at those tails flicking. Did I get my package from Amazon? You know what? I got a notification that I have a package. Thank you. I've got to go get that. I've been out of town for a week. Thank you, Robert. I need to go get that. That address is UPS store. And I did get a notification that I have a package. Thank you. I'll run over and get that this morning. I had an Amazon package delivered on my porch while I was gone, and I put a video up there of that. I had a box of sunflower seeds that was late coming. It was supposed to arrive before I left. See that tail? That means warning, warning. The blackbirds issue a warning, and the squirrels issue warnings. The squirrels scream and warn the blackbirds. There's something out there that the blackbird's concerned about, and the squirrels aren't going to move until it's gone. The squirrels communicate. They flick their tail, which is sort of like waving your arms to warn the other squirrels. They're settling down a little bit. But it's interesting to watch. If it's a blue jay, then it needs to show its feathers. Think it's a blue jay? I've seen blackbirds travel over and actually fly over a cat, and they'll circle that cat and chase it all the way through the neighborhood. One day, I've got a video, actually, Bobby sitting on my knee one day and eating sunflower seeds, and a flock of blackbirds flew over and circled that cat and followed through the neighborhood, and Bobby zoomed up in the tree and started screaming. Now, if they're really concerned, one of those squirrels will start screaming. Is it past? Is it past? Looks like the threat is over. Looks like the threat is over. It's moved on, or it was a false warning. Yeah, Robert, I was, wasn't I? I was live, and Bobby jumped from my knee and ran up in the tree and started screaming. I edited that down and posted it. It's on my profile page. It's interesting to watch. You know, they flick their tail as a caution, and then when there's really something, a warning, they start screaming. And they'll chirp and growl at each other when they play and when they fight. Squirrels are territorial. They will fight. Did the threat leave? Is the threat over? You feel better now? Yeah, that day that the cat came through, it just wandered through the neighborhood, and the birds chased it over it and screamed, and I could hear it all the way go through the neighborhood. Then the squirrels settled down. Cat was fine. You don't see very many cats or dogs in this neighborhood because the community rules are that you keep them leashed. I don't have to leash the squirrels. Are you the lookout? Are you the lookout? And cats don't last very long when they do get out. If a cat gets out, they're gone overnight. Usually a coyote will get them. We have a golf course nearby with some woods and that, and there's coyotes that live over there. And they'll come over here in this neighborhood and get cats. Either that or the cats will go over there and mess around, and then they'll get caught. Whoa, sorry about that. I've got to get a new cameraman. I've never seen the coyote, but we have a next door neighbor app, and a lot of people have. Did they eat all the nuts? Looked up at me like, where are the nuts? I'm sorry. I didn't realize they'd eaten that many. Got to put another handful down here. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. Come up here and be all brave and everything. You get up there, there's no food. Well, I've been busy writing. I spent some early mornings in Cancun. I'd wake up early in the morning and work on the script. We're doing rewrites on our movie that we're going to film in August. And I worked yesterday afternoon, and I've got to work today. Put in a lot of time. We're doing a lot of rewrites on the movie. I send it over to the director and the assistant director, and then they give their opinions. And then I make the changes. We've got all the actors hired. We've got 7 boys and 2 adults. One of the adults is Mark Wahlberg's brother. Mark Wahlberg, the actor, has a couple brothers that are actors. Arthur, we haven't inked a deal with him, but he says he's going to be in the movie. He's going to take one of the parts. You've got abundant coyotes in Massachusetts. See, that's what happens. If the shoe's empty, then they leave. It takes them a few minutes to come back. They haven't been up on the table today. They're a little leery of me. I've had someone else feeding the squirrels for a week, and they're a little leery. They're like, "Where have you been? I know you know me. You need Bobby to come in here and sit on my knee to calm you down?" Yeah, thanks, Brett, for mentioning Bucks for Bobby. We're raising funds for Bobby's new production company. The plan is to film a live-action movie this August, and we're trying to raise funds for that. And I asked the director and co-producer, "How much do we need?" And he said, the way it works with a movie, he said, the more money you raise, the better the film. You can spend more money on editing and post-production and marketing and all those things. You've never seen a coyote in New Jersey. Well, a couple days ago, I posted a picture of the squirrels that had gotten into the Amazon box of my front porch. I posted that video a couple days ago. I was gone for a week, and I'd ordered sunflower seeds weeks in advance, and they came, of course, while I was gone. And the squirrels got in them and ate them. And my daughter-in-law went on the front porch, and the front porch was covered with sunflower seed shells. I posted that, and someone said it was a raccoon. And maybe it was, but I have never seen a raccoon here. They travel generally at night, and I've got cameras. Now that one there, a raccoon can't get in here. The holes in the screen are too small. But I've got one up in the tree. I watched the yard, and I've never seen one. However, I did see an opossum once. But I suspect it was squirrels because I have so many. I've got 9 here in the backyard, and I know there's 4 or 5 in the front yard that live in the big oak tree in the front yard. I've got a oak tree in the front yard and 3 palm trees, and they hop back and forth between them, and they build nests up in those palm trees. They really like the palm trees for nesting. Bobby's got multiple nests. I've got 2 squirrel houses in the oak tree. The raccoons love your garbage, boy. They sure do. I lived in Illinois, and we had raccoons. Lived near a wooded area. Now, back there, a little hard to see. You can see there behind that white bar, that's a squirrel house. And maybe a little better view there. There's a squirrel house. I've got 2 oak trees, and I've got a squirrel house in each oak tree. Well, that's not good enough. They'll go up and build nests up in the oak trees. They'll take leaves and twigs and things like that, and they'll build a nest up there. And I'm told the reason is that it's in their DNA that they build multiple nests. In case one gets damaged by a storm, they've got a backup. So squirrels always have a house and a vacation house. They'll have a house in one tree, and they'll have a vacation house in another tree. Well, good morning. You decide you're going to sit here and watch me, sit close to me? That's little Peepers. Peepers isn't afraid of me. She's afraid of the other squirrels, though, because they pick on her. Where'd you go? You going to pop out from behind her and get that? I have seen red foxes. I don't know that I've ever seen one down here in Central Florida. It's interesting here in Central Florida. We've got our gators. If you got a pool of water, you just about you can just about bet there's a gator in it. And lots of wild hogs. Many, many years ago, they used to just let the hogs run wild. So now they've got wild hogs. That was many years ago before they started fencing things in and kind of surprising. They really multiply, and they do a lot of damage to the crops. We were down in Cancun, and they've got some animals that I can't even pronounce what they got. They got an animal that looks like a raccoon. It's got a raccoon tail. And but it doesn't look like a raccoon face. It's got a long snout. Yeah, it's cute to watch. It's fun to watch the squirrels eat. See these little paws there? Good morning, silly, very silly. So good to see everybody this morning. I've been gone for a week. Went to Cancun. Early in the morning, I would work on the script, and then in the afternoon, I'd go out and enjoy the sun. We got there. Right after the hurricane came through. The first day we arrived, there were scattered showers, and they had a lot of rain, and the beaches were covered with seaweed. But they worked all week and got the seaweed picked up and hauled away. And it was nice every day we were there. These are all wild squirrels. I've raised and released 3 of these. I raised Bobby from a newborn and released him. And I raised Milo and Mikey. I rescued them when they were 6 weeks old and released them. There, we got one up on the table. You going to be brave? Got a little picnic table here for them. You sitting over there in the chair, huh? You've knocked my camera over. I've got to re-situate that. But I released 3 of these squirrels, and they come back. And then Bobby had 4 babies. Jeepers, Creepers, Peepers, and Sneakers, and they've learned from Bobby to come in and eat. What's their favorite food? I would say it's about equal of almonds and peanuts. And I'll tell you why. Yesterday I put a bowl of peanuts out there, and I put a handful of almonds like that. And it appeared to be about 50-50 what they would take. But squirrels are omnivores. They will eat spiders and insects and worms, flowers. They like hibiscus flowers. Bobby loves watermelon. I raised him on S-Black goat's milk puppy formula. And then when he was old enough, I started feeding him solids, and that was bananas and white grapes. I peeled the grapes, seedless grapes. I peeled them and gave him those. He loved those. And he really loved those grapes. They seemed to have, I think he liked the juice. He would really suck on those and chew on them and just spend a lot of time on the entire grape. But also, Bobby likes to catch lizards. I bet you have a walnut tree. I bet I bet it's full of squirrels. And Bobby likes to catch lizards. We have little anole lizards here. And he catches those, and they're fast. They zip back and forth, but so's Bobby. He catches those, and I've posted videos of that. He catches those and bites their head off, Starts at the head and works his way down. Last thing to go down is the tail. So I know he's getting plenty of calcium. He's eating all the bones. If you have squirrels that are confined, if you keep them indoors, you have to really be concerned about their diet. Not so much these guys. They eat out in the wild, so they get a variety. But the almonds there are high in protein and high in calcium and omega-3 oils. Well, thanks for that tiny Skids. What's a handful? Any funds that come in, we apply to their food budget. I spend about $5 a day on almonds and about $35 a month on sunflower seeds. Skids, what a handful. Keep them guessing. Thanks for that rose, those roses. We appreciate the donations. It also, sometimes people send gifts or they put money on Bobby's Cash App, $ Bobby Squirrel, to help buy the food. One of our viewers this morning sent a package, and I've got to go pick it up. He asked if it arrived. Robert did. And it did arrive. I got the notification from the UPS store that they have a package for me, but I just haven't got over to get it. I arrived back home Thursday evening, and I was really busy yesterday. You got one? Is that all of them? I got to get more. Every time I bend over to put nuts on my shoe, they all run. So I'll run over for this morning and pick up that package. But we do get packages from time to time where people put money on our Cash App. Yeah, your daughter has 5 guinea pigs. Talk about money. Pets cost, don't they? It's funny how a lot of people read Skids. It's just because of the quick glance. All right, I'll reread it. What's it say? Let me look and see if I can find it. Five kids. Okay. Yeah. 5 kids. What a handful. Yep, I bet. I had 4. Keep them guessing. Thanks for the roses. Another thing we're raising money for, I don't want to sound money hungry, but Bobby has a GoFundMe site. We're trying to raise money for a movie production company. Bobby, since he got famous, he's started a production company. He went down to the bank to try to get some money, and the bank said they wouldn't loan money to a squirrel. No social security number, you know. Thank you, 5 kids. What a handful. If you go to bobbysquirrel.com, the information's there for the GoFundMe page. I'd have to look. I don't recall right now what the name of it is. Oh, also, I guess I need to mention that on bobbysquirrel.com, we're pre-selling. We got a couple packages there. We're pre-selling DVDs. Look at them go. For Bobby's first movie. His first movie is not an animated movie. It's actually a live-action movie. We wrote it 2 years ago. Pre-Bobby. I'm a screenwriter. I wrote it for Mystic River Productions. And since Bobby's famous now, they wanted him to be the co-producer. That's an interesting view there, isn't it? You can see his back paws. Good view of his back feet when he's sitting there with his back to us. How rude. So Bobby, Mystic River Productions wanted Bobby to be the co-producer now that he's famous. And so we agreed to start a GoFundMe page, and it's kind of funny and cute. Raising funds for Bobby's first movie. I'm a screenwriter. Bobby helped me write. Bobby helps me write. He's a very fast typist. I'm a published author, and I do have this book on Amazon, Bobby and Friends. It's a children's book. It's got 10 short stories. What are you looking at? Well, look at you up on top of the table. You got to sit there. You want to sit on the back of the chair and eat? Having some breakfast? This is the hardback. We've got a hardback, paperback, got a Kindle version, and even an Audible. I narrated it, but this is a neat little book. If you know a child that's going to have a birthday, it's a good gift. There's 10 short stories, lots of illustration, pencil illustrations. And they're bedtime type stories. Each story takes about 10 minutes to read. You wonder how your squirrel, Chippy, would get along with Bobby? Well, like you say, they'd probably scrap. Squirrels are territorial, aren't they? But if you go to bobbysquirrel.com, you'll see that we are pre-selling. We've got packages there to pre-sell Bobby's first movie. It's called Beyond Detention. Bucks for Bobby. I had to think what the GoFundMe page was. Bucks for Bobby. Taking donations for Bobby's first movie. Hello. Yeah, Bobby put on a suit and tie and went down to the bank to borrow money to start the production company. And they said, sorry, we don't loan money to squirrels. I went down to the bank the other day and opened up a checking account for Bobby Squirrel Productions. So Bobby's got a checking account now. The bank said, this is the strangest bank account we've ever opened. But, they wouldn't let Bobby sign the signature card. He wanted to sign his official legal name, Robert T. Squirrel. And they said he didn't have a Social Security card, so he couldn't sign the signature card. So I had to put it, put my name on it. Good morning, everybody. But I'm a screenwriter, and I've won numerous awards at festivals for my screenplays. And 2 years ago, I wrote a screenplay for Mystic River Productions, and due to COVID, it got put off. Well, we're going to film it this fall. And they've asked Bobby to be the co-producer. So Bobby's a bit of a diva right now. He's been wearing sunglasses, and when he goes to McDonald's, he wants to ride in a limo. Thinks he's a big movie producer. Yeah. Tell them beggars to watch and support Bobby. That's right. I said, do you realize that Bobby has 300,000 fans? Now that sounded like a squirrel screaming a warning. But they don't seem too concerned. Maybe not. Maybe it's a bird. You looking at me, looking at you? Come on down. I've got some almonds here. Sandy, Optimus, Houdini, Big Bertha, Havoc, and Brucey. People ask, how can you tell them apart? You can tell them apart, can't you? Does Bobby do tricks? Yeah, he does. Bobby does tricks. He has trained me to come out here and feed the squirrels every morning. When he comes to the window and looks in, he's trained me to come and open the door for him so he can come in the house. See you 5 kids, what a handful. That's one squirrel. Either that was a squirrel screaming a warning or it was a bird, but all of a sudden the squirrels have left. There you can hear the sandhill cranes. They're about 3 feet tall. They walk through the neighborhood like they own it. Look at that stork. Just barely got a glimpse of him going through. There he goes. Oh man, now that's one of those sandhill cranes. One just flew over. We have storks here, but we also have sandhill cranes. Those are big things. They stand about 3 feet tall. Well, thank you, 5 kids. What a handful for those 10 gifts, those 10 TikToks. Those cranes flying over scared these squirrels. You know those aren't hawks, but boy, they're big and they make a lot of noise, don't they? We appreciate the gifts. These squirrels appreciate the food gifts. What are you doing up there? Did the sandhill crane scare you? I've never seen a sandhill crane fly. They always walk through the neighborhood and act like they own the joint. Boy, those flew over and they were big. That's why I thought that one was a stork, but it wasn't, because the mate flew over and was talking, and it was a sandhill crane, obviously from the racket they make. Probably similar to the fish cranes, yeah. I don't know what a fish crane looks like, but I guess a crane's a crane. They got a big voice box. They do make a racket. And they walk through the neighborhood a lot of times, 6 at a time. And if you get around them, they act like they're going to chase you off. They sort of like a goose that way, or the geese. The geese will come and get you. I've never seen a sandhill crane actually come at somebody, but they definitely don't run, and they look very intimidating when they stand there and start chattering at you. Okay, the squirrels are back. The squirrels are back in town. The squirrels are back in town. Gonna take 2? How about you? Gonna get one off my shoe? Good morning, everybody. This is Ron, broadcasting live from the back porch of the Squirrel Broadcasting Network, broadcasting the Not So Wild Kingdom show. How many did you shove in your mouth at one time? At least 2, if not 3. You gonna sit over there and eat? Mm-hmm. Very tall bird with big beaks, yeah. Long legs that can stand in the water. They have to watch where they stand down here because the gators will get them. Yeah, the squirrel's on the move again. Those sandhill cranes are gone. Thanks for those likes. You double tap the screen, it's a like. Invites more people to join us. Do not be afraid. Yep, that was a mouse that just shot by. We got Peanut and her 3 little babies. Good morning, Peanut. Peanut learned to come in here and eat in the mornings just like the squirrels. You got Chirpy running around. Lots of activity this morning here on the at the back porch of the Squirrel Broadcasting Network. Thanks for those likes. Just double tap that screen and it sends likes and invites more people. Or share it with someone, invites people. If you haven't been to our profile page, I posted a video of the squirrel of my front porch while I was gone. I ordered sunflower seeds several weeks ago, and they were late coming, and they came, of course, while I was on vacation. And the squirrels got in there and chewed right through it. Brett doesn't want to go to work today. I understand. Got to open up the shop, fix some lawnmowers. Busy time of year. You just pulled a 12-hour. Yeah, if you own your own business, you understand that. Lots of hours. A lot of Saturdays. A lot of evenings. Had 3 in here. That one and that one, and then one up on the table. You gonna come over and get one? Robert, you were a 9/11 dispatcher. 20 years. I was back in the dark ages, Central Illinois, before we had 911. I was an EMT on an ambulance, and we would get calls from the desk sergeant at the police station. Remember those days? They had a phone number for the police. They had an emergency number and a non-emergency number. Or people could just dial 0 and the operator would connect them. But sometimes they would just call for an ambulance. They wouldn't call the police. So we'd get calls in, and this is before everything was coordinated, before 911. And I would get a phone call, and if it sounded like they needed the police out there, I would call the police before I left. Because I had gotten out there and been shot at. Bullets whizzing by. They really weren't shooting at me, but two neighbors shooting at each other and bullets flying around. And I, after that experience, I said, never again. If someone calls and says my brother's been shot or something like that, I would always call Mary, the desk sergeant, at night. And I'd say, Mary, have you had a call about a shooting out on such and such address? And a lot of times she'd say no. I said, better send the police. They're out there shooting at each other. It's no fun getting out there and as a EMT, get out there with an ambulance and bullets whizzing around. Yeah, I bet animal control is interesting down here. You got gators they have to deal with. They have to move them. Sometimes they get, too friendly. Oh, you got a nut there? Sorry. Got to put out some more. Got to put out some more nuts. Usually the problems caused with gators, it's usually because the neighbors feed them. And then they get too familiar with people, and then they'll come up and get a dog or a cat, and people start getting upset. And they have to come get the gator and relocate it or destroy it. That's why you don't want to feed gators. But, I can understand feeding squirrels, but I definitely wouldn't feed a gator. But I've been out there a few times when bullets whizzing around. And I decided then that I was not policeman material. People criticize the police because they shoot somebody. And it didn't take very long for me. I worked there from the time I was 18 till I was 21. I was there 4 years. And I knew I was not policeman material because if I'd had a gun, I'd have been shooting at people those nights. A couple times that bullets were whizzing around. I don't think I would have said stop, halt, or I'll shoot. I would have shot and then said stop, halt. So I knew I wasn't policeman material. You had 2 chances to go on the road and didn't do it. Well, when you get out there, it's still an active shooter situation, and guys shooting at each other. What can you do? I didn't have a gun. I'd just go stand behind the ambulance and hope they didn't come around. Wait for the police. That was back in the early 70s. We didn't even have, the first year or two I worked there, we didn't even have radios. Eventually we got connected to the state police and the hospitals. So anyway, I'd get a call. If I'd get a call that there was a shooting or something like that, I would call Mary before I left. Hey, Mary, do you know there's people out there shooting at each other? No, Ron. Well, you better send out a squad car. Thanks for the call. There were times that we had to have police assistance. You get an unruly patient, you get drug overdose or something, and they don't want to fight. Yeah, it was a different era. Definitely. Good morning, everybody. You've had everything except somebody trapped in a burning house or a drowning victim. I recall pulling some drowning victims out. The police or the fire department would scuba dive them out and bring them up. I don't recall house fire victims. Yeah, we have a lot of snakes down here. Gators. Wild pigs. We don't have the harsh winters, so we got a lot of critters. Well, I hope everybody has a great Saturday. It's good to be back. I'm going to get in the truck and drive over to the UPS store and pick up the package that Robert sent us. And then I'm going to come back and set up my computer and work on my script. How's he hang upside down? Squirrels are double jointed and they can come down a tree as easy as they can go up. And they hang upside down. They just like it. Thank you, Robert. I'll run over and get that package right now. They like to hang upside down, especially Batman. He watched that Batman movie one night, and ever since then he hangs around. If I get real close, I can hear him say, "I'm Batman." And he hangs out waiting on the bat signal to fight crime. Now, another thing I've had to do, there's a mouse over there. Another thing I've had to do is I told Peanut it was okay if she and her 3 babies hang around, and they got a nest right in there. That's where their nest is. See that hole? They come and go. But unfortunately, we got a mouse infestation. So I bought a live trap, and I've hauled six mice to the nature preserve. And I'm back, and I bought a bigger trap. There goes a mouse. They've learned that they can come in here and eat with the squirrels. So I bought a bigger trap, and I'll show you. I caught a big one last night. Got him covered up with a towel so he won't be afraid. Hi. Hello. I bought a big mouse trap, big live trap for the big mice. Hello. And I don't know if you're a big mouse or a rat. I'd have to look at you close. I think you're a mouse. You're a mouse. So I'm going to take you over to the preserve this morning. Well, you want to go live in the preserve? You don't need to be living in my patio. You don't need to be living on my patio. I got too many mice now. Yeah, you're a mouse, aren't you? Yeah, you're a mouse. Squirrels out there chasing each other. I'll cover you up so you won't be afraid, okay? Well, as you can see, this is a not-so-wild kingdom. We got mice and we got squirrels, but I had too many mice. Too many mice. Got to thin the herd. That's number 7. You call them rats in New York? He might be a rat. I Googled it. I think he's a big mouse, though, from the face, but he might be a rat. Either way, I don't want too many of them around here. So I bought a big trap to catch the rats and the big mice. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy your Saturday. Thanks for joining us. And remember what Bobby always says. Be nice to squirrels. After all, they're people too. Bye-bye.